Darvin, what did you see as the biggest reason for the loss today?
I mean, they came out, my hat's off to the Chicago Bulls. They're sort of fighting to get in position like we are, to secure a position. But they came out with a sense of urgency tonight. And, we came out a little flat, turned the ball over early. We weren't aggressive enough, or physical enough. I thought they were great defensively on that side. And offensively, they played physical, and they made shots. But, at the end of the day, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. We let one slip here at home, finish up 3-2 on this home stand, but now we got to shift gears, go back, look at the film, put the film together, and see how we can start this upcoming road trip out on the right foot.
There's some different rotations tonight with LeBron coming off the bench. You went to a 9-man group without Rui. What were you looking for with the rotation?
I mean, it's hard. It's not enough minutes for everyone. And, Lonnie has gone through that the last several games. And, when you have a lot of good players, through no fault of their own, someone's going to be left out of the rotation. And tonight it was Rui. Getting Bron back, seeing him back out there was great. And now we just got to, again, everybody get on the same page, get back in rhythm with one another. And not saying that we were out of rhythm, but just, getting back together and then just playing and, 12:30 game, whatever you can use, excuse after excuse after excuse. With Bron just not coming back, whatever. We just got to come out and play basketball like we've been, playing on our toes, and we'll fix the rest. But, it's just, again, when you have a good team, a deep team, somebody's going to get the short end of the stick, and it just happened to be Rui tonight.
How you doing, Darv? What's the biggest thing that you want to see defensively cleaned up ahead of the road trip?
Our pressure on the ball, really making the ball handler feel us. Whoever's bringing the ball up, we got to do a better job in the full court, in the half court, really applying pressure on the ball, just being relentless, trying to disrupt their rhythm offensively, the opponent's rhythm. And finishing plays, not giving up offensive rebounds to the opposite team. We really got to do a better job of getting hits once a shot goes up. And then, getting back in transition defense is also transition defense, guarding the ball well, finishing the defense with a defensive rebound in that order. And then, obviously, we can't do things to hurt ourselves. The turnovers, I thought, hurt us tonight.
And then from quarter to quarter, how did you see LeBron kind of progress as he got a little bit more comfortable out there?
Well, he just happened to get in the game rhythm. You can see him getting his rhythm, his timing, his finishes, all of that. He's going to be all right. We're going to be all right. But, again, it was great to see him back out there.
Darvin, now that we saw him play, when did you get a sense that you'd have him back with this much time left in the season?
I mean, we really didn't speculate. We just kind of left it in his hands. He's earned that right, as responsible as he is with his body, his health. Along with collaborations with our team doctors and whatnot. And just, let us know when you feel comfortable. And today just happened to be the day.
And the schedule is tough. You're going on the road. It's a game every other day, pretty much the rest of the way after this 2-day break. How can you find time to work on that rhythm with him in the context of the group?
It's not so much what you do, it's how you do it. And just with us, we've prided ourselves on being efficient with whatever time we've been given. Whether that's film being a practice, whether that's a short film and a little bit of court work walkthroughs, or whether that's an even smaller dosage of film and getting out there efficient, working on a couple of different things. We'll have an opportunity to have some shoot-arounds. We've already kind of switched the gears way, way earlier in the season of treating those as little mini practices. So there'll be times and opportunities to make sure we're all on the same page and, re-implementing him back into the lineup. And, he's a savvy veteran, one of the greatest to ever do it over 20 years, so it's not going to take much.
Hey, Darvin. At different points throughout the season, both AD and LeBron have looked like MVP contenders. I think a lot of people have imagined if both of those guys can peak at the same time, how good could this team be? What's the trick to getting that to happen with 7 games remaining and so much on the line right now?
I mean, is everyone just blocking out the noise and just coming and locking in with one another? Like I said, it's been great communication during our film sessions. It's been unfortunate. We've had AD out for stretches and now Bron out for this last stretch. But now we're all together. You know, we just have to learn on the fly and relearn one another. But the more we can communicate, the more we can touch different things, look at things on film. Whenever we're able to get out on the court, whether it's a shoot around or not, down day, if we want to touch the floor, just again scripting, refreshing our defensive principles, just looking at the basic stuff. But those guys, both of them are competitive. They've been on the same page since they've been here, been teammates. Now with these new crop of guys that we were able to acquire and the guys that's already been here, it should be a seamless transition. I don't want to make too much. Yeah, these games are super duper important, but you tend to want to throw everything out the window when you lose one game. It's going to happen. So the biggest thing for us is to learn from it. And again, everybody communicate, be on the same page, and we'll be better for it going forward.
Darvin, on a somewhat related note, Davis had only 8 shots from the field today. Is that just a matter of you guys having to do things to kind of get him more shots, or is this a matter of him just having to be more aggressive? And I guess with LeBron coming back, any kind of concerns that Davis might start deferring to him a little bit, maybe too much, and lose that aggression that he's shown recently?
No, I just think guys try to read the game and make the play that's in front of them. And a lot of times, they crowd Anthony, they double team Anthony. He's trying to make the best play possible. Excuse me, he's not one of those selfish guys that's going to try to take on 2-3 defenders and still try to get a bucket. He's going to make the right basketball play. And you look at 18 turnovers for the game, maybe a few of those turnovers could have been field goal attempts if we secure and take care of the ball.
Darvin, obviously LeBron is going to have the ball in his hands a certain amount. How did you feel like Dennis and Austin and LeBron kind of split the ball handling duties and kind of what you can take away from this game kind of moving forward?
I mean, yeah, everybody's going to touch it. And then our offense, it requires people sprinting with good running habits. It requires good ball and body movement. So you're going to have a plethora of guys, even Vando or AD breaking out with the ball. We got to be disciplined and run when someone has it and not slow ourselves down, and where you got one guy ahead of the ball, one guy with the ball, and 3 guys behind the guy with the ball. We got to stay disciplined with our running habits and continue to move the ball side to side and make quick decisions. But it's not about who's dominating the ball this quarter, who's dominating the ball. The game is going to tell you where the ball needs to go. But just in general terms, we play a free-flowing style, offensive style. That's when we get deliberate, the ball finds the right hands. So it's just a matter of guys being disciplined, whether they're on the ball or off the ball, and just continuously making the right play.
Darvin, understanding that the film will reveal this more honestly, but I'm just curious as to how it felt. Did it feel like their turnovers were forced? I'm sorry, that your team's turnovers were forced by Chicago's physicality? Did that feel like kind of through the course of the game that they were kind of pushing you guys out of comfort zones?
At times, and I felt like, at times we went to drive the ball, we stopped short, we tried to throw through the crowd. They were able to get deflections that turned into steals, that turned into transition baskets for them. There was times I felt like we may have held it 3-4 seconds too long, held it 2 or 3 dribbles too long. But, they're a prideful, very good basketball team, and they pride themselves on taking away the paint and putting multiple bodies defensively in the paint. So when you go in, you got to be decisive and really cause them to collapse. You can't be halfway because, again, those passing lanes, those cutting lanes, those are not going to be available unless you deliberately force them to shift and move and collapse, and then you're going to find things once you get off the ball in a timely fashion. But absolutely, they came out with a physicality defensively, and that resulted in a few, maybe more than a few of our turnovers.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.